back to One Mouse, One Dream. So today's video is going to be pretty exciting for me to share with you guys because I'm going to start sharing what items we brought back from Walt Disney World throughout the theme parks as well as Disney Springs. I decided to break down this video into two separate videos. So today you guys are going to see part one, and then next week on Friday you guys will be able to see part two of the items that we purchased throughout the theme parks as well as Disney Springs. I just realized that after I broke everything into their own categories, I realized that until I tell you how much they were, describe what it is, it's probably going to take a little bit of time, and I just thought one video would probably be a little bit too lengthy. So hope you guys are okay with that, and just have to stay tuned till next week to see the remaining items. Okay, so the first category that I'm going to share with you guys is mugs and containers. The first two mugs that I'm going to share with you are different park mugs that you can find at just any quick service, well, not any quick service location, but a lot of quick service locations as well as just little food carts throughout the parks. The first one is from Magic Kingdom, and it's basically a Space Mountain theme. You can see Space Mountain in the background with the different characters riding Space Mountain. And these mugs go for around $6.95 to $7.95 with your drink of choice. This one has a black, mug lid as well as the handle, and it's really cute. If you can see that on there, there's sort of white specks to make it look like stars, and I just thought this one was really cute. And I don't think we have one from Magic Kingdom before, so this is definitely a nice one to add to our collection. The next one you guys probably have seen already if you follow us on Instagram, and that is this one from Animal Kingdom. This one has a blue lid with a blue handle and a bunch of different characters on this one. There's Goofy, Daisy, Mickey, Pluto, Minnie, and Donald. And in the background, you guys can see that this side has Everest on it, the Tree of Life. There's also a giraffe and then a baobab tree in the background, sort of to reminisce the Kilimanjaro safari. And again, this one was around $6.95 to $7.95 with your drink included inside. Another tip sort of for these is to get them on the way out of that park for that day. If you're heading just out for the afternoon and heading back to your resort, or if it's the end of the evening and park is closing, get one of these on the way out, because then you don't have to carry it throughout the parks and throughout the entire day, especially if you have other things that you already brought with you, like a backpack, and you don't have any extra room, or your purse doesn't fit in, this doesn't fit in a purse. It's definitely easier to carry it for a shorter period of time on the way out versus throughout the whole entire day. So just a little tip for you guys. The next cup that I purchased was while we were at the Sci-Fi Diner, and I just had to have one of these. I necessarily didn't really need to pay the extra $6.99 and get my drink in one of these, but I really thought it was cute, and it was really fitting because when you're in the Sci-Fi Diner, you are sitting in your cars and it's darker in there because it's like you're out at an outdoor movie theater, and it's just cool because this lit up, and that is this Ariel and Flounder cup. It does say Disney Parks, Let the Memories Begin on it as well, and on the straw here attached to it is this little Ariel that does light up, and this is what I thought was really cool about it, and she looks like this when she's lit up. And I actually clipped this to my purse that night then, and had this walking around the parks at night, and a lot of people were like, oh, where'd you get that? And so I did get some compliments on this, and it looks like it's pretty easy to replace the batteries on it too, because there's two different screws that you can take out to just put those little like thin batteries, this are they called the cell batteries? So definitely thought this was great. The cup and the light up Ariel were $6.99. Just so you know, they do offer free refills with the purchase of this, because it's a good thing they do, because the guy literally had ice up to here, and it took me like 2 sips to drink my soda, and I had to ask him that fast for another drink. So good thing to know you can get refills. So Brad and I do love getting coffee at Starbucks throughout each of the parks, now that each of the parks do have a Starbucks location. And some fun things that you guys can do to make like getting your Starbucks drink, whether it's coffee or tea or whatever, a little bit more exciting, is to tell the barista a fun name, like a different character or something, and they'll write it on your cup. that's why I bring these home. Some people probably are like, why does she bring them home? But it's just a fun little memory that you can bring back that, you know, you're already paying for the drink, you know, to actually physically drink it while you're in the parks. But, you know, they will write, you know, any name on it, and then it's fun hearing that name call. There's a couple times that I think that I was able to catch it on video, so you guys will see it in hauls coming up in the future. But it's just really fun because, like, the one time I had them write Minnie Mouse, and then they're like Minnie Mouse, and I think this one was yeah, caramel macchiato. And so it was just really cute to be able to go up and pick that drink up because it's Minnie Mouse's drink, and it's just a really cute way. I bring these home and I like stick stuff in them, having them sitting around the room here. So I think, yeah, one of them has some pins that we've purchased throughout the years, or the ones that you get for free and stuff. So that's one of them that I brought home. And then this one is starting to rub off a little bit, but I can definitely fix it. This one says, it's really hard to see, Princess Cinderella on this one. And again, you can say any character's name and they'll definitely write them on there. It's just a really cute thing that you can do to bring back a little bit of magic with you. And, you know, they're easy, just a quick go into a bathroom, rinse them out so they don't get all sticky, and then just pop them in your purse and or your backpack and bring them home with you in your suitcase. So another little fun tip that you can do that, you know, makes it a little bit extra special, especially if you guys like going to the Starbucks locations. Speaking of Starbucks, Brad decided to purchase one of the 4 different mugs from the You Are Here collection. We decided to only purchase one because we actually only remembered to do this on our second to last day. And knowing what we had purchased already, we really were running out of space in our suitcases, as you know, it was on that second to last day. So we decided just to purchase one, and this is the outside of the box. These have been shown so many times, but I still want to be able to share with you guys. We decided to get the Hollywood Studios one. One, because with Hollywood Studios going through so many different changes, we know that the name probably is not going to be Hollywood Studios that much longer. So we decided to get this one to remember Hollywood Studios as Hollywood Studios. So on the side here you can see Tower of Terror. There's the ear towers, which are no longer going to be there as well. And so it's just really cute colors. I love the red on the inside. It does say on the bottom, Starbucks You Are Here Collection Disney Parks. And each of these mugs throughout the parks does retail for $16.99. And like I said, we wanted to get all 4 of them, but we just totally forgot and realized on our second to last day that, oh my gosh, we still haven't picked up any of them. And then we thought, okay, we probably don't have enough room. Plus we knew we were running out of weight, because, you know, you have to watch your weight on your suitcases because you don't want to get charged the upgraded fees and stuff. So we'll definitely have to pick up the other 3 on a future trip, but definitely glad that we purchased that one. And on our last day at Magic Kingdom, while we were walking around the parks, before we had to head to the hotel to get the Tragical Express to go back, I did bring home a popcorn, which there's still popcorn kernels in the bottom here that I haven't even had time to take out. We got one of the souvenir mugs. It was actually the souvenir containers, not mugs. It actually was only, I think, $2 or $3 more to get the souvenir container versus just getting like the cardboard box with the popcorn in it. And this one is obviously the 7 Dwarfs, and it's the Mine Train. It has Mickey and Minnie, Donald, Pluto, and Goofy, and of course the 7 Dwarfs are around it as well too. And this is really cute. I love the lid on the top here. It does have a Mickey logo on there, and you know, it wasn't too hard carrying this around. We weren't going on too many rides on our last day. We did a few, but not like that many that it got annoying to carry this big thing around, because we probably got this around lunchtime to have a little bit of a snack. And it's nice, you can just take that top part off, and I just sort of hooked it onto my purse strap and then closed it, and I didn't have to physically carry it. It sort of was just dangling on my purse. So definitely was a little bit cumbersome to carry, but it's nice to bring this home as a souvenir from the parks, especially a last day memory, which is so sad in itself. Then also on our last day, I wanted to make sure that I purchased the Mickey straws. I purchased these a couple times, I think, on our honeymoon, but they have broken since, and I don't have any in my collection anymore, and I wanted to make sure that I brought home some Mickey straws. So a lot of the quick service locations, you can purchase a Mickey straw at an additional fee for, like, I think it's 69 cents or 79 cents per straw. And, you know, some people might think that's a lot for just a straw, but it's a really fun, inexpensive souvenir to bring back. I actually purchased one for each of my associates and management team at my store that I work at, just as part of their gift that I brought back from Disney for them, just as a little saying, you know, just thank you for a job well done while I was gone on vacation. And it's really fun. The lady obviously didn't have a bag, so when I asked for all the straws, because I asked for, you know, a bunch of them because I have, you know, quite a bit of girls on my team, she brought them all in this cup because she didn't have a bag. So I saved the cup too, just because it didn't have any drink in it, and these cups are the best cups ever besides the Starbucks ones because it has Disney characters and it says Disney Parks on them. So again, I purchased a bunch of different straws for my team members, and then I purchased one of each color for Brad and I to have here at the house. There's a yellow one, red one, a blue, and a green. And again, these don't take up very much space in your suitcase. They're very light and they're very inexpensive. And I guess it's funny, like I thought it'd be weird going up to them saying, you know, I think I ended up getting, I think, a total of like 16 or 20. And I thought it'd be really weird, can I please have, you know, 20 straws? And they say it happens all the time because people do bring these home. It's a really inexpensive little souvenir to bring back for friends and family. So definitely, if you haven't done this before, do it, because who wouldn't love using a straw like this to drink your drink when you're having the Disney blues? So definitely a good tip. Then the last two containers slash like souvenir mugs that we have, we actually got these because of some Disney magic. On our second to last night there, we were walking through Magic Kingdom, and we went into Pico Bill's to check out the souvenir mugs that we've seen people carry throughout the park, and they were Country Bear Jamboree themed jugs. And we're like, oh my gosh, we forgot to, you know, check those out and, you know, see how much they were, and then, you know, possibly get one. So we asked one of the girls. It was towards the end of the night, so they were, I think it was probably about an hour before the restaurant was closing, and then like 2 hours before the park was closing. And so they were really cleaning things up, and they weren't very busy. And, you know, we asked one of the girls if she could, you know, to show us what they look like so we could see it and feel it, to see if it was worth, you know, spending the money, because we saw that it was like, I think $14.99 to get the jug and then obviously have your drink of choice put in it. And we just weren't sure if it was worth the $14.99. So she got one for us and showed us, and, you know, this is what they look like. And it comes with a straw, you know, it looks like a ceramic, yeah, a ceramic jug, sorry, and it has Country Bear, the Country Bear's logo, and then all the Country Bears on the front there, and it's really cute. This part twists off so that you can put your drink in there and, you know, clean things out. And we were like, oh wow, these are really cute, and, you know, we just were like, okay. So we started walking away, and we were about to like get in line to get one, and she started walking away as well, but then she like saw we were walking away, and she said, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, oh, we're gonna go get one. She's like, oh no, that one's for you. And we're like, what? She's like, yep, it's on the house. She's like, it's yours. She's like, have a good night. She's like, I know it's the end of your trip, and I just wanted to, you know, make it a little bit more special for you. And we're like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. So she gave one of these to us for free, which was so thoughtful. She didn't have to do that. We were getting ready to go purchase it, and it was just awesome. Then, because we were so appreciative and I guess so nice, and just, you know, knowing that we were going to go buy one just to begin with, she's like, you know what, you guys both need to have one. So she gave us a second one. You know, I know it's just a little jug, and I know that, you know, we already got the other one, but the fact that she, you know, went out of her way to give us these, it just made, you know, the trip so special, you know, that at that moment. And not that this made our entire trip, but just the thought of her, you know, being that, you know, extra special cast member towards us that evening, it just meant a lot. And you know, you'll see throughout our vlogs that a lot of things that had happened on this trip, some really great things and then some also really not so great things. And it was our first time really experiencing that on a Disney trip, and something like this just really like brightened our night that night. And we love the Country Bears, and we also ended up just going to see them, another time right after we got these. We actually didn't get any drinks or anything put in them just because it'd be easier to carry them around. And we went and saw Country Bears and just sat there with them, and it was just really sweet. And I just, we thanked her over and over again. Brad had made some comments on Twitter, recognizing her as well. And, I just want to say, thank you again to, so we ended up going to watch Country Bears after we got these, and it was just so nice to sit there and, be really grateful what she did for us. And, it was just one of those things that, when you least expect it, something like this will happen, and not that I, need to have that kind of stuff happen all the time to us, but this trip, you guys will see in some of our vlogs that some not so great things happened, and then some other great things did happen. And it was our first time really experiencing quite a bit of not so good things happening on our trip, and we've never really experienced that before. So to have that little extra magic happen on our second to last night just sort of made us remind ourselves of like how much and why we love Disney so much. And not because we got things handed to us, but just because, when you least expect it, a little bit of magic will happen. And, it's sort of, not that it washed away everything that bad happened on this trip, but I don't know, it just is great. I don't want to keep rambling on about it and everything because, I don't want to be bragging about the fact that we got 2 of these for free, but I just want to make sure that like you guys know that, even though bad things happen on a Disney trip, good things can still happen too. And, we didn't let all the bad things happening ruin our trip because we just didn't want to. Like, that's just the attitude you have to have when you go to Disney. You could have a great trip, like, for 3 trips in a row, and then like on your 4th trip a lot of stuff can go wrong, and you know what, it just is the luck of the draw. That's part of life, and it's just that those little things just remind you that Disney is great, and I'll never stop going there. So sorry for my little rant about our experience with that, but I just wanted you guys to know that those things can happen when you least expect it, for sure. But the next thing I guess I'll share with you guys really quick, because you guys have seen me wear them throughout the beginning part of this video, and these are the one and only ears, yes, the one and only ears that I purchased on this trip. I got them on our first or second day, I think it was, and I got these right outside of Magic Kingdom actually, and I was going to get them inside the park, but then, I sort of forgot because we were doing some other things. And then on the way out, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's the ears again. I think those are the ones I want. And Brad's like, well, just go get them. So I love them. They're blue sparkles with white stars. And then the bow is white sequins with like gray sort of polka dots. And I just love them. They sort of remind me like of the American flag. And I also think they remind me of like something you would wear like to Hollywood Studios. So I did wear them to Hollywood Studios a couple times, and I don't know, I just really love them. I think these would be perfect to wear around here on the 4th of July too. So these were $21.95 when I purchased them. So I love them. And I can't believe I didn't buy any other pairs. There were quite a few that I really liked, but I just was like, oh, I gotta, hold back from buying them because I knew that, the trip had just started, and I just wanted to make sure that I spent my money on other things that I definitely, wanted more than, another pair of ears. But there's 2 that I definitely have my eye on that I'll probably get the next time that we go. But again, these were my favorite that I saw this time. So next, I guess, sort of transitioning from ears to earrings and jewelry. I didn't purchase too many pieces of jewelry this time. Definitely saw a lot. I just didn't go crazy, which I guess is a good thing. The first pair that I purchased are these. They're actually from the kids collection, and they're just little dangling Mickeys that are black with white polka dots. And these were aqua color, and I believe the aqua color was $8.95. And again, when it comes to like the Disney jewelry, like I don't tend to spend a ton of money on things just because there's too many pieces that I love. So I tend to look at the kids stuff just because, you know, you can find some really cute dainty pieces that don't look too childish and that, you know, you could still wear yourself as an adult. And speaking of another kids pair, you guys probably seen these in my last video when I shared the stuff from Disney Springs. I had them on in that video and I mentioned them. These are a pair of Mickey heads, and these were purple, and I believe these were $9.99, I think. So again, very inexpensive, but still super cute and, you know, fun to wear throughout, you know, the entire year, even when you're not at Disney. This next pair is going to look very familiar because I purchased them before. So on our last trip last year in February, I purchased these at Disney Springs. And I love them. They were, I believe, $11.99. They're blue. I think that's around how much they cost. And literally had them for 2 to 3 months and they broke. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've only had these for 2 to 3 months, worn them a couple times after, you know, purchasing them. And I was really bummed. So I saved on to these, kept the one that was broken and the other one that was still fine in a little plastic bag. And you know, I've heard before that if you go to Disney and you take something that they are pretty good at, you know, exchanging it, you know, to make it right, you know, with something comparable or the exact same thing. Well, I was desperately trying to find the receipt when this happened, and of course I didn't have the receipt any longer. So I still kept them, thinking take them with on our next trip and see what they could do. Well, I took the broken pair with us to Disney Springs on the first night that we went there, and was able to find another pair exactly like them. Took them to the counter, explained the situation, told them I don't have my receipt, told them when I purchased them. They're like, sure, not a problem. Amazing service. Like, Disney, thank you so much. I know it's only, you know, $12 pair of earrings, but that just was so cool that you guys exchanged them out for me for no cost, even though it was, you know, a year ago and I didn't have the receipt anymore or like the packaging too. And it was pretty cool that they did that. So definitely a nice tip for you guys to know if something does break, you know, if you can, you know, take it with you on your next time there and you can find the same thing or something comparable, see what they can do for you, because I'm sure they'll do the same thing that they did for me, and that was exchange them out, which was so appreciative. So really excited about that. The next thing was something Brad picked out. So we're not a pin collector by any means, but Brad saw this one and he's like, I need this one because it's my heritage and I want it. So he saw this in Epcot at Germany, and it is the Germany flag in the shape of a Mickey. And this was silver, and I believe this was $14.99. And he just is like, I want this just because my heritage is German, and he wanted to have that, you know, to remind him of his heritage and obviously be Disney inspired. So this is actually probably one of our first official pins that we've ever purchased, because like I said, we're not a pin trading, you know, couple. Not to say we would never, you know, be in the future, but this was our very official first actual pin that you would possibly trade with somebody. So pretty cool. So the next 3 things I'm going to share with you, well, next 5 things are sort of car related items. And the first 3 are antenna toppers. So this one is a Mickey ice cream bar, and I love these. These are actually 2 for $8 that you can purchase, or I think they're $4.99 or $5.99 for one. We actually purchased, as I drop it, we purchased these 2 together to get the deal 2 for $8. And then when we were in Epcot, Brad purchased this one, but I'll tell you guys about each of them individually. So this first one is the Mickey ice cream bar, like I said. And I actually purchased this before on 2 trips before. So I think it was 2013 when we went. Yeah, 2013 or 2014, I can't remember. But I purchased this then, had it on my car for literally 5 days, and it either fell off or someone stole it. I like to think that it fell off and not somebody stealing it, because that just would be really wrong. But I'm sure it does happen because I hear it all the time. But I just think this one's really cute. I'm not sure if I'll end up putting this one on my car or just keep it because I don't want to lose a second one. But nonetheless, it's adorable. The next one is this little Mickey poncho. Brad actually picked this one out, I think it's really cute too. It has the Mickey on the poncho here, and of course Mickey is actually wearing the poncho. And again, this one I'm not sure if I'll even put on my car. I might just keep it just because it's a really unique one that they may not make all the time. So definitely love this one. And then the third one is the one that Brad picked up at Epcot when we were at Germany. He picked this up when he also picked up the pin, and I think this one's really cute. And again, I think I might keep all three of these and not really use them on our car or my car, because Brad doesn't put them on his car. But again, I've loved all three of them. Again, you can get them 2 for $8, or I believe they're 1 for $5.99. So another inexpensive souvenir option. The last two car things, and actually the last two things that I'll be sharing on this video specifically, because you guys will have to stay tuned for next week for part 2. But the last two things are 2 different keychains that I purchased. One is this black Mickey who he looks like he's running. And then this other one that I actually purchased before too. It's just a pink, bright pink rubber Mickey that does say Walt Disney World on the bottom. And I actually purchased this before and it also broke. I guess I just have some bad habits of breaking things. I had this on my keychain and I had my keys on the very bottom of my purse and I was digging it and I pulled too hard and of course this ripped. So it was definitely my fault, but I wanted to replace it because I love this keychain. And I believe these keychains were $3 for $9.99. I purchased a third one for a friend that wanted to get one of these as well, but just in a different color. So again, another really cheap and inexpensive souvenir option for you. Alright, so there you guys have it. That is part 1 of 2 for our souvenir haul that we brought back from Walt Disney World. You guys will have to stay tuned till next Friday's video to see part 2 of what we purchased throughout the parks as well as Disney Springs. I hope you guys have a magical day and a magical weekend. And if you guys haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe, and also check out our Twitter accounts as well as our Instagram accounts to follow along with us while we're not showing you guys videos here on YouTube. Have a great night, guys, and take care. Bye-bye.